Hey, this is A Legend, and I'm coming to you again with my pro wrestling opinion. Yes, I'm just a poor man with a webcam, and I'm coming to tell you about last night's TNA. It was actually pretty good. It started off with an opening segment with Hogan and the four guys challenging for the TNA Championship. I thought that was interesting. I didn't really know where they were gonna go with that, but it ends up with AJ facing Bobby Roode for the TNA title. I'm glad they didn't take the title off of Bobby Roode. It was a pretty decent match, but we seen that match before, back when before Bobby Roode turned heel, and he was getting ready to challenge Kurt Angle for the title. We saw AJ versus Bobby. Bobby won then, and then he won last night. So I guess that it was okay, but it wasn't. And then we saw that it was the return of Sting. I don't really care. In 1996, we saw The Undertaker come to Survivor Series with Batman, dressed like Batman. Now we got Sting dressed like the Joker. So I think that screams WrestleMania 29, Joker versus Batman. But I'm pretty sure something go wrong and we won't have that happen again either. But we also had the first match of last night, TNA, RVD versus Gunner. I had actually forgot about Gunner attacking and dropping RVD on his head months ago, and now I guess RVD got him back. Blah blah blah. It was actually still a good match though. And then Bully Ray and Joe Parks. What was Abyss at? That's my question. That what was Abyss? That would have been the time for Abyss to return. We saw him. We know he's somewhere backstage, but they're continuing with Bully Ray and Joseph Parks. I think that was kind of a waste of time, but I was excited about it because I thought Abyss was coming. He never showed up. And then the gut check challenge. The guy challenging for gut check this week looks like a homo 1970s porn star. What was up with the mustache, the little hairdo, the sitting in the corner with his legs open? Really thinking their rating was PG-13 last night because I don't know, they had a lot of interesting stuff, and then you had OVD with her underwear showing most of the night. That dress doesn't fit anymore. Um, I saw a lot of stuff that I didn't want to see out of ODB, and then they lost last night. I think they should really go ahead and turn those belts into intergender tag team titles. When you have a male and a female tag team, that's something else that's never been done before in wrestling. We have mixed gender tag matches, but we don't have tag titles for that. And that might be interesting. Kurt Angle, he really doesn't need to be the TNA champion no more. He's a 14-time champion. I don't know how many times TNA champion, but Kurt Angle versus Bobby Roode, they need to kind of keep it on these TNA guys. If Bobby Roode is gonna beat him, I guess he do need to kind of go back. Bobby Roode do need to kind of counter. I guess he do need to go back and beat Kurt Angle, but putting the belt on Kurt Angle, I don't really think that needs to happen right now. Oh boy, I also read that TNA is suing WWE because some guy named Brian, I can't pronounce his last name, left TNA and started working for WWE, and he started giving contract information about Ric Flair and I think some of the other talent in TNA. And now TNA want that information back. WWE had fired the guy just a few weeks ago. So I don't really know what to feel about that. TNA is really no real threat right now to WWE, so I'm not really sure, other than getting Ric Flair back, why they would want any other information from TNA. But hey, there it is. I read that, and then also WWE, Chris Jericho almost got arrested last night in Brazil for kicking a Brazilian flag. And I guess that's some big offense down there. If you kick an American flag up here in America, and I guess it's alright. But Chris Jericho thought it was okay to kick a flag in Brazil and almost got arrested. Had to apologize in the middle of a match before he fought CM Punk. I don't know if they actually had the match. I done read two different stories, one on PW Insider and one on the Blanche Beach Report, and then I actually read some on WWE.com, so it must be true. But Chris Jericho is suspended. They was looking for a way out for him anyway. He was gonna leave anyhow, so I'm not really sure how that's a punishment. So I guess we'll see Chris Jericho when he's ready to come back, when he's done touring, or he's ready to wrestle, and maybe the next time he come back, they'll do something interesting with him. I also found out and read on Facebook through the wrestling. I don't even know who sent me that on Facebook, but starting next week, not only will TNA go live, but Brooke Hogan will be over the Knockouts division. I guess Hulk Hogan said we're gonna keep it in the family, so I don't know how to feel about that. That might be interesting. It might just be stupid, but we'll see next week. But my overall pro wrestling opinion right now, TNA is how SmackDown should be every week. It shouldn't SmackDown shouldn't be a recap of Raw. Maybe a recap of the pay-per-view because it's a whole week since the last pay-per-view, but it shouldn't be a recap of Raw. Raw should be its own show, and SmackDown should be its own show. If they're not going to do that, they shouldn't have as many titles. They should go ahead and merge the U.S. and Intercontinental title, the World and WWE titles. They already did it with the Tag and Divas division. And just make it one company, and then SmackDown will become like Sunday Night Heat, Superstars, and any other show that wasn't Raw. You don't see recaps on Raw from SmackDown unless Randy Orton did something big and put somebody out the company. And that's so far and in between, so you don't really see that. So I don't really see the point of having all the titles if you're not going to make SmackDown its own independent show. You got SmackDown guys competing for the WWE title, Daniel Bryan versus CM Punk. Then Jericho was supposed to be a Raw guy, and he's over competing for the World Heavyweight title in a Fatal 4-Way last Sunday. So, I mean, it's not really interesting. The World title should always be the main event of the pay-per-view. John Cena is going to be the main event, maybe. They need to, well, no, they don't really need to put the belt back around him. That was actually a waste of time and over the limit. John Cena versus John Laurinaitis. I mean, of course, Big Show was coming back. It was leaked out on the internet. Maybe that kind of ruined it for people. Or you can really just see it coming. But if you really look at Big Show's face Monday and Sunday, he didn't really look like he wanted to be there for John Laurinaitis, be in his little group now. And what's up with Cena? John Cena. Dude can get DDT'd on the concrete, take 50-11 chair shots, but one punch from the Big Show now, which he's taken before, choke slams, punches, everything from the Big Show, and he gets up. Now it's knocking him out like kryptonite. So I guess we're supposed to be stupid and think that punch really does something, but hey, we got Big Show and John Cena. I actually agree with Dave Hero from the Pro Wrestling Report. John Cena should have took some time off, so should Randy Orton. And they should let some of these other stars go for a minute, but I guess WWE is not ready to put that kind of pressure on the other talent yet, I guess. I don't know. Put the ball in their court. But that's my pro wrestling opinion. I don't have any more news for you. Special shout out to the Pro Wrestling Report. That's why I actually did this extra report. I usually do a report on Tuesday. Y'all guys, if y'all remember who called you, I'm Wesley from Atlanta. But on here, I'm A Legend, and this is my pro wrestling opinion. Thank you, and I'll see you on Tuesday after Raw. Bye.